And welcome back to the Nub Podcast. It's me, Felton. This episode is brought to you by the fantastic Hanging with Web Show channel presented on YouTube. We have a great interview this week in our new segment, Into the Nerd. I'll let the Merce take it away from Space Coast Comic Con with his interview with Jake Estrada.
All right, welcome back to the Nub. We're doing another Into the Nerd interview here at Space Coast Comic Con. We were actually able to get a hold of the man, the myth, the legend, the Bocus, Mr. Jake Estrada.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for having me here.
No, thank you for having us here, actually.
No problem. It's fantastic to have you guys here.
This has been a fantastic con. We've gotten a lot of interviews done with indie creators and things. A lot of, the indie creators that are here actually are kind of like mentors for the up-and-coming indie creators that are trying to do work in comics. You, I would include among, like, the top of those, like, maybe even, like, the godfather of indie creators in Brevard.
Oh, thank you, guys.
No
thank
problem.
Thank you.
So, now, Mr. Estrada, you have created a bunch of books.
Yes, I have.
And now we're moving into the movies.
Yes.
You've produced the movie Bocus.
Yes.
We are also working on some paranormal things, I believe.
Yes, the Underpresence.
The Underpresence, yep. And then you also have another movie that you're going to be working on.
I am. That's right. The Human Virus.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The Human Virus is basically about a guy, everyday guy, he's mowing a lawn, and then the next thing you know, he believes he sees the zombie apocalypse occurring. Now, I say believe because there's a twist behind the story, so you have to see it to believe it or read the book.
Okay, all right. Now, speaking of the books, is there a way that our listeners can get a hold of your books online?
Yeah, you can directly contact me, or you can go to any of the top 3 comic shops in Brevard County, ask about it, and I can drop up copies there and whatnot.
Yep. And then if they wanted to find you online, where were we looking?
Oh, you can look up Jake Estrada, Space Coast Comics, the art of Jake Estrada. I mean, I have various social media pages.
Yeah, I believe Bocus has its own.
Yeah, it does too. Yeah.
So yeah, any way you want to get a hold of Jake, you pretty much can.
Yeah.
If you yell, I'm pretty sure they can hear
you.
So.
All you gotta say, Jake, and I appear.
We have to say it 3 times in a mirror with the lights off.
Yeah.
But that's not a good time usually.
Yeah. No, I'll probably be naked, but hey, I'll be there.
Oh, well, that's all it takes. Well, then I know what I'm doing tonight. So, obviously, Bocus was the first movie that you put out, correct?
Yeah, that was the first one that I directed. I actually had starred in a few other independent films prior to that.
Okay.
Local directors and everything like that. I have been doing it for the last 4 years previously.
But for Bocus and for the other projects that are coming up, you're wearing many hats in these, right? I mean, you were writing the scripts for these, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I wrote the script. I had casting. I starred in it. I directed it. I edited. It was a big undertaking.
Yeah, these are labors of love, obviously.
Yes, obviously, yes.
Because that's a lot of work to take on for one man.
Yes.
But I think the response has been very positive. I mean, you've had it, shown in the local theaters.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of positive reviews about it.
Yes.
I've talked to people, and they're like, "Oh, I love that Bocus movie,"
Yeah.
And honestly, I gotta tell you, as an aspiring creator myself, watching you just decide one day, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and then actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like, not just talking about it, not just dreaming and fantasizing about it, actually going out, putting in the hard work, the late nights, the time away from family, the struggles, the frustrations, doing all that, to accomplish your dreams, and not taking no or any kind of negativity to heart.
No.
I gotta applaud you, man. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's inspiring because it makes me think, oh, you know what? I can do this. I can do something that I want to do. I can go out and create something, and who cares? Who cares what anybody else thinks? This is my bag. I'm gonna do this.
I really don't care what anybody else thinks. I just having fun.
So now, how long have you been in? Let's start with comic books. How long have you been in the comic book industry, like making your own comic books and things?
20 years.
20 years. Okay. And then did your video debut and everything? This started about how long was that? 5 years ago, or is it further back?
It's been about 5 years now.
About 5 years. Okay. Yeah. That's fantastic. And what is? I mean, obviously we've got movies in the works and things like that. I know that we had talked previously about getting the Space Coast Comics back running.
Yeah.
So again, you're gonna be busy as hell again.
Yeah.
So what is the next thing as far as a comic book is concerned for you? What's the next thing on the horizon for that?
Well, I'm hoping maybe a June start date for Space Coast Comics again to get that rolling again. If not, push it back a little bit. But that's always on my mind. I'm always
you've got my support and other people in the community, so we'll definitely help you with that.
Yes.
But are you kind of taking a back seat to comic books right now to focus more on the movies?
No, like I always say, comics is a first love of mine, so it's kind of hard to completely take me away from comic books. So I'm always still creating and slowly drawing things out. So I might be slower, but on top of that, I guess it comes with age. You start slowing down and start realizing, okay, maybe I can't move as fast as I used to.
What I used to do.
Yeah. So
I feel that way every time I get out of bed. I'm like, I can't get out of bed like I used to do.
Yeah, and then I've grown to see that making movies is just as time consuming as making a movie as a comic book as well too. So that eats up a lot of time too.
I imagine more so at times because you have to edit and everything too. Because you've got all those hats. You're not just sitting down and drawing at the table. You have to go to the set. You have to do all that stuff.
You got to go there. You got to be there. You got to make sure it's right, and then you got to make sure you film it.
You got to yell at people, threaten to eat them.
Yeah, and then you got to look through the video. Then you got to edit it, and then before long you're like, man, it sucks. Let's go back and do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I honestly I don't envy your schedule. And Beth, your wife, must be like extremely supportive because let me tell you, like you are. Although I see her at most of the events you do, so she's there with you, and then you've got your kids and everything like that. So the whole family is kind of in the industry now.
Yeah, my daughter started a few things I've done, and then she also does stuff for the Coco Playhouse right now, and and my son has been into it, and I mean my oldest son Patrick, and then even little Jacob. I mean everybody's in it. It's a family affair. I always say. Yeah. That's why I say this show itself, Space Coast Comic Con, is a family affair. So
and let's get into that. So you and David, I'm sorry, his last name escapes me.
Grace, David Grace.
Yep, you guys are the ones who put this on, correct?
Yes. Yeah. David Grace is basically the father of Space Coast Comic Con. I came on afterwards, I helped him out, and since then, we've partnered up and we've helped run and put the show on for the community. We've created this show, and then there's Cosmography we've done, which should be coming back, and then I've gone and created other shows too, like IndieCon and stuff like that too.
Oh yeah, let's talk about IndieCon a little bit.
Yeah.
So last year, you had a big IndieCon.
Yes,
correct?
Yes, we did.
And that was including authors and singers and actors and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Can you give our listeners a little what's IndieCon?
Well, IndieCon is for independent creators of all genres, from the music to movies to. We included comic books this year too, as well, because that's a big part of my life. So we've opened that up as well, and we have our ballots or our entries open now. You can go and you can check out our website, IndieOriginals.com, which takes you to IndieCon, and it takes you to the competition and everything like that. And you'll be able to, if you have a comic book, you can submit to us right there, and then it's gonna accumulate to a actual convention that we have, like we did last year. This year, we're thinking we're going to either have it at in Titusville, up in the Searstown Mall, or at some other venue we're looking at right now too. So.
And you have the collaborator with you, Chuck.
Chuck Fresh.
Fresh, yes.
Yes, he's a big time creator as well. He's written music. He's the voice of Hair Nation on XM Radio. He's been in movies. He's done voices for cartoons. I mean, he's a creative guy. He has like so many things in the fire all the time. He's sort of like me, but even more so. I always say, I'm like, dude,
his Morgan Freeman is amazing.
Oh yes, I mean, you see here is Donald Trump.
Oh man, that one might give me nightmares.
Yes, it's quite scary.
It's huge, but no, I honestly, like, you are probably one of I would say like a keystone part of the Brevard nerd scene, and I appreciate that you guys do this Space Coast Comic Con. I really appreciate that you invited us out here.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, because you've done great things, man, and I'm quite proud of you, man.
Oh
my God, is that Jake Estrada?
Is it? I don't know.
That was Chuck Fresh on his way out, actually.
That's right.
But I want to thank you for sitting down with us. I don't want to take too much of your time up. And what is the cutoff date for the Indie Originals application?
The cutoff date for that will be in May.
May, okay. So you still have time.
Yes.
If you're a creator of some sort, whether it's music, acting, movies, comics, regular prose novels.
Submit.
Yeah.
Come on, try it out. You never know. Yeah. You might be an indie original.
And then you get an award, and then you can put that on your website.
Yes.
You can attach to your books, award-winning author
of
whatever, or award-winning singer of whatever. So
yes.
All right. Well, I thank you very much for your time, Jake.
Thank
it's
you,
always
David.
a pleasure meeting you, and I really cannot wait to see what happens next.
I can't wait to see what you do next.
Oh, thank you very much, man. All right. Well, we're gonna cut this one off. And we're gonna have a few more podcasts.